Cześć, tutaj Moni and welcome to Learn Polish with Advanced Lesson 24. In this lesson I'm going to explain conjugation number 3, third conjugation in Polish. I'm going to do it in just one lesson. It's not going to be too complicated, I hope. Second conjugation, I had to split into two parts because it was a little bit overwhelming, or it could have been a little bit overwhelming if I'd done that in just one lesson. But this one is not going to be too bad, I hope. So when it comes to third conjugation in Polish, the endings for the first person, or ending for the first person is m, and the second person for you, second person singular, is sh. Now, in this conjugation, you will deal solely with verbs ending ać, but there will be two. I just want you to learn two at this stage. Trust me with that. Just two verbs that don't end ać and belong to this conjugation. So just two. The first one is rozumieć. That's why it appeared here on the left side. Rozumieć, to understand. And the second one is umieć, which you can see is almost kind of the ending of rozumieć, right? And that is the meaning of can or know. So I can, you can, I know, you know. So umieć and rozumieć. It's easy to remember them because umieć, as I mentioned just a second ago, is kind of part of rozumieć. So rozumieć and umieć, just those two at the beginning, okay? So although they end in eć, they belong to that conjugation, and learn only those two. That's all I'm asking. Other verbs ending ać will belong to either conjugation 3, right? So this conjugation, or I put here the question mark first, because as you know, we can also have verbs ending ać that belong to the first one, like pisać, right? So I don't want you to assume that when you have ać, this is definitely the third one. So check it or learn. You will learn that with me here in this channel. On this channel, I will always give you the type of conjugation in the future lessons, so you will know exactly how to conjugate the verb and what type it is. So, but if you do some self tuition and you do some exercises, always look up the verb so that you know how it conjugates, so that you don't make any mistakes. So, predominantly verbs ending ać belong to that conjugation, but check it because it might be the first conjugation. But let's see. Czytać is the third one. Mieszkać, ending ać again. Pomagać, grać, szukać, biegać. That's all the third conjugation. And umieć, as I explained here, rozumieć and umieć will belong to that conjugation as well. Now, just for the purpose of explaining, some linguists put verbs like umieć and rozumieć into the fourth type, so conjugation 4, creating another type of conjugation. I don't do that, so if you were taught differently, no problem, okay, no problem at all. When it comes to my teaching, I put this two verbs into this conjugation number 3, and then I've got another type of conjugation which you will learn very, very soon, which is the irregular one. So verbs looking like we could put them into some kind of group that we know, but no, they just behave completely differently, and those will come in the next lesson. Okay, so let us look. Let's deal with the rozumieć and umieć here first. So we're gonna do that first, and please learn these two verbs by heart. Once you learn rozumiem, you know umiem, obviously, because for obvious reasons. So rozumiem, so we are keeping the as you can see, and we've got the ending M. Rozumiem, I understand. Rozumiesz, so just replace M with SZ. Rozumiesz, rozumiesz, right? Now, no ending for the first person, so skip SZ entirely. Rozumie, so ona rozumie, she understands. On rozumie, he understands. Now the ending m, rozumiemy, we understand. Rozumiecie, you, plural, understand. And the ending ją is the ending for the third person, plural, so they understand, if we wanted to say that. Oni rozumieją. So let's analyze. M, SZ, no ending. M, cie, and ją. And you will see exactly the same pattern here. M, but we've got obviously different vowel here. Not e, but a. But we keep the same ending. So m, sz, no ending. M, cie, ją. This is the third conjugation. So umiem, I can. Umiesz, you can. Umie, ona umie, she can, she knows as well. I will explain the meaning of umieć, wiedzieć very, very soon, because we've got a few verbs for the meaning of can or know. Umiemy, we can, we know. Umiecie, you can, you know. And umieją, they can, they know. Now, kochać is a very, very good example of the ać verb. To love, that's to love. I love, kocham, kocham. So be careful, not ch. Some English speakers could actually see the ch as ch, thinking kocham maybe. No, it's kocham, kocham. Kochasz, so the ending ash, you love. No ending for he, she, it. Ona kocha, on kocha, right? Ono kocha. We love, kochamy. You love, kochacie. And they love, kochają, right? So learn that pattern. Yeah, so that's your task. Learning rozumieć by heart. So you've got two in one really here, right? And kochać. And then if you want to, I would advise you to, but if you want to, only memorize those verbs as some first ones that you come across, probably that belong to third conjugation as well. So let's look at czytać. That's to read. Czytać. So let's take the C accent first, right? I'm taking C accent. It's an ać verb, so C accent goes away. I'm dropping it, and I've got czyta. Let's add M for the first person. Czytam, I'm reading or I read. Let's add sz for the second person. Czytasz, right? You read or you're reading. Third person, czyta, so no ending there. Now, czytamy, we're reading or we read. Czytacie, czytacie, you read or you're reading, plural. And then they read or they're reading, czytają, right? So you can see that this a is kept, yeah? So am, asz, a, amy, acie, ają almost, right? If we keep this, if we look at it in this way. So czytam, czytasz, czyta, czytamy, czytacie, czytają. Let's do exactly the same with mieszkać, to live. Mieszkam, right? I'm taking C accent really, but I can change because I've got a here. I can straight away apply all those endings like you can see in this pattern. So mieszkam, like kocham, right? Mieszkasz, like kochasz. Mieszkamy, mieszka, mieszkamy, mieszkacie, mieszkają. Right? Let's look at pomagać, to help. Pomagam, I help. Pomagasz, you help. Pomaga, she, he helps, depending what person would be here. Pomagamy, we help. Pomagacie, you, plural, help. Pomagają, they help. Grać, to play. Gram, right? So ać becomes am in the first person. Gram, grasz, gra. Gramy, gracie, grają. I play, you play, he, she, it plays, we play, you play, they play. Szukać, to seek, to look for. So let's again change ać into am for the first person. Szukam, szukasz, second person. Szuka, szukamy, szukacie, szukają. I seek, you seek, she seeks, we seek, you seek, they seek. Biegać, to go running. I go running, biegam. You go running, biegasz. She goes running, ona biega. We go running, biegamy. You go running, biegacie. They go running, biegają. So as you can see, if you know the pattern, okay, we don't look here because we know it's two verbs that we want to learn. So for now, in ending edge, so we focus entirely on ać verbs, really. So once you learn this pattern, kocham, kochasz, kocha, kochamy, kochacie, kochają, and look how these endings are applied, you can actually then look at every verb, mieszkać, czytać, pomagać, grać, szukać, biegać, and then apply those endings and be grammatically correct, right? So once again, rozumieć and umieć, so to understand and can or know, you learn by heart, right? But you can see why this is put here in this, why they are put here in this conjugation, because the endings are the same, right? But predominantly, solely, almost solely, you will deal with verbs ending ać. Just check if it's not the first conjugation. If it's not, then you know your pattern, learn kochać, and those verbs will change in this way. So once again, kocham, czytam, mieszkam, pomagam, gram, szukam, biegam. And let me give you the meaning once again. Czytać, to read, mieszkać, to live, pomagać, to help, grać, to play, szukać, to look for or to seek, biegać, to go running. So czytam, I read, I'm reading, mieszkam, I live, I'm living, pomagać, I help, I'm helping, grać, I play, I'm playing, szukać, I'm looking for or I look for, biegam, I go running or I'm going running. So, and this pattern follows. Kochasz, czytasz, mieszkasz, pomagasz, grasz, szukasz, biegasz. Third person, she or he, we would have. Just take away the C accent, really, to be honest. So just a hint. Czyta, mieszka, pomaga, gra, szuka, biega. Right? You can see that this is the form that we've got after taking the C accent, dropping the C accent. Now, kochamy, so czytamy, mieszkamy, pomagamy, gramy, szukamy, biegamy. You, plural, kochacie, so czytacie, mieszkacie, pomagacie, gracie, szukacie, biegacie. And the last but not least, kochają, so that's they love. So here we've got they read, czytają, mieszkają, pomagają, grają, szukają, biegają, right? So it's not too complicated. Learn those two, rozumieć, umieć. Make sure that you check, if you don't know already, make sure that you check if the verb ending ać, it's not the first conjugation or exception. If it's not, then most probably the pattern will follow this one. Now, I've got to say that there is a lot of exceptions. So again, I'm going to say it's not going to be always in this way, right? I don't want you to think, okay, I've got this and it's going to be always in this way. We've got too many exceptions to say that it always, every verb ending ać that doesn't belong to the first conjugation will be the third one. There will be some exceptions, but again, I've got to say it's a very, very good start. It's a very good a pattern for the start. So if you learn that, you will really or you won't really make many mistakes in the future. Okay. In the next lesson, I'm going to go through verbs which are irregular, and because they are irregular, you will have to learn them by heart. Let me just finish that lesson with one thing. As you can see in the second conjugation, if you watch the video and understood the lesson or lessons, these two lessons about the second conjugation, you know, or you would know that there are verbs ending ać, right? Especially those verbs that have sh, ch, and ż, right, before ać, that will follow that pattern. So you may or you would know why I cannot just say that look at the ending ać and that could be second conjugation, right? Well, we've got too many endings. As you can see, we've got ać also here, right? That the verb ending ać belonging to the third conjugation. So you may understand now why I said look a little bit beyond just the ending, like right? Look what consonant happens to stand before the vowel, before the ending, right? So if you see ch, sh, r, right, you will then know, right, okay, that's my pattern that Moni explained all about in lesson 23, right? When you see verb rozumieć, you will know, okay, she asked me to learn that verb by heart together with the verb umieć and to learn that this is the third conjugation. So my point here is, don't just look at the ending only and just think, yeah, that's definitely this type. Investigate always a little bit more, okay? So if you see the verb and you don't know what it is, because obviously now you know rozumieć and umieć are the third one. But if you don't, investigate a little bit more about the verb. Look this word or verb up in a dictionary. Okay, so don't just go by the ending solely. I say that because a lot of students, learners are taught in this way. Just look at the ending of the verb and it's most probably this, right? Not just the ending, also the letters, what's there in the stem. So ować, awać are not just ać endings, right? As you know, it's the first conjugation. So it's ować, awać. Here we've got ać, maybe first, maybe not. Ać verbs, right? If it's not rozumieć, umieć, and we've got some kind of ż, ch, sh, ż, most probably this one, right? So just look more closely. Just don't go about the ending. Look a little bit more when it comes to the stem. Okay, that would be it for today. I'm already looking forward to going through the last conjugation. Conjugation 4, or actually irregular conjugation, shall I say. I don't call it a fourth conjugation, but irregular conjugation. And you will be then, after the next lesson, equipped with lots of information, and you will be able to start building longer sentences. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you for today. Dziękuję, and see you next time.